What's going on, guys? Construe Customs back at it again with another side quest for you. In this video, we're going to be taking this ISR exhaust and repairing a crack that occurred on the tailpipe where it ties into the muffler. It's some stainless steel and it's also a pretty big piece, so stick around and let's see how it turns out.
When I was making this video, I didn't realize that the microphone, I guess, died, or I don't know, it was doing something weird. So this is a voiceover for most of the video that's missing audio. What I'm pointing out here is how you can tell that it was leaking. This black carbon buildup that's coming out of the exhaust in that area. Typically that's the sign of an exhaust leak, or, well, a crack that has caused an exhaust leak. The way you can tell is the water that comes out of there will leave a trail like that from the carbon buildup inside the pipe. Now we're just going to brush all that carbon buildup off using a stainless steel wire brush. Also, do note that I have quite a few brushes when welding, and you want to make sure you keep all your brushes separate. And then we're going to wipe it down with some red Scotch-Brite. Get it nice and cleaned up. And after we get it cleaned up, we're going to inspect the piece a little bit closer. That way we can see exactly where the crack is now that we've got a lot of that carbon buildup cleared away. And you can see where my fingernail is pointing, that small hairline fracture. It's such a small thing, but it makes a pretty big difference sometimes. If you're not sure if it's a scratch or a crack, you could take something like a pick or a T-pin and just kind of scratch that area, and you'll feel the raised portion and the lower portion. And when it makes noise, you can definitely tell that it's a crack in that spot and it's not just a scratch. So we're going to heat this up a little bit, and that way we can see if the crack has the potential to spread. Because when we're gonna weld this, we don't want that crack to spread further than what it is. So we're gonna heat it up. That way, if it is gonna spread a little bit, we'll be able to tell where it's gonna go. And then we're gonna drill some holes into it afterwards. So now the reason we drill holes is to further also prevent the crack from spreading. That's a way to stop the crack. So you drill a hole on both ends. So after we drill our 2 holes to prevent the crack from spreading, we're going to use our Sawzall and just cut right along the crack. Don't cut all the way through. We're just cutting just deep enough to get into that stainless and create a valley for our weld pool.
All right, we got our piece prepped and we wiped it down with some acetone after cleaning up this section and everything. We have our back purge set up. We're running, because this is a really big piece, right now we're running at 20 CFH just to fill this up. And we're gonna be running a 1/16 filler wire and a 1/16 tungsten. I'm using a blue tungsten. I can't remember exactly which alloy that is, but I'm gonna try it, because normally I use red when welding stainless, green when welding aluminum. I kind of want to try out different tungstens now, so that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up where I want it. I only want about 50 amps, and we're gonna switch this to DC. As you can see on my welder, it's the Eastwood TIG 200. Post flow, we want 0.4 seconds. Pre-flow, we'll put 0.4. Post-flow, we'll put about 5. Make sure that we're on DC TIG, and we're gonna control it through the foot pedal. We'll put this at about like 70-ish there, but we're not even gonna go the full 70-ish. That's just, we have extra real estate. I've almost never really pushed fully on the pedal. On the pedal, you can see there's adjustments here. And we'll bring this down to about 50. Let the machine have like the excess room, but I highly doubt that we'll need to go that high. What I'm gonna try to do is cover the lens on this camera. That way you guys can see the arc shot. This will be my first time trying that, so let's see how it goes. So we're done with the weld now. It's not super pretty or anything, but we covered the hole. We reinforced it with structural integrity. What I was talking about before, this is a really big piece. And typically when you want to back purge something, you plug both ends, poke holes on the other ends, and what you want to do is fill the entire piece up with argon, because argon is heavier than air. So even if I had like the tailpipes open and I was flowing argon through here, air would still come back through this area and contaminate our welds, which I'm quite sure that's part of what happened, even though I have them closed off. But the air is a lot lighter than the argon, so the argon is going to sit lower inside of this pipe and go through. If we were welding it upside down, maybe if I had some solar flux, which I wish I had, that would be a lot better, because then I probably could have took like a brush or something, put some solar flux on there, ran down in there and did that, and that way I don't have to back purge, wasting a lot of argon and stuff like that. When you guys start messing around with your welders, or if you already are, you'll see like there's ways to cut down on too much argon use, or wasting it basically. So these aren't even on like super tight. I'm quite sure they're leaking out from the sides on both of them, and I did get it a little too hot a couple times. Maybe I should have ran it at 50 on the machine and maybe turned the pedal to like 40, because I didn't even push the pedal down a lot, and I could tell like we were getting pretty hot. I ran the second bead here also because while I was welding the first bead, I noticed there were a couple pinholes on this side, so we just kind of closed those up. But overall, the structural integrity of the part should be great for what we needed to get done today. We got it done. And we have some more stainless steel stuff coming up soon. That's mostly what I weld is stainless steel. I love welding stainless steel, especially doing like full exhaust and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So you guys see a lot. Well, you guys will see much better welds coming up in the future with some of that stuff, like brand new clean stainless steel that I can actually back purge properly and not waste argon at the same time. But that was it for this side quest. So I'm gonna call my boy and meet up with him to drop this part off. That way he can put it on his car. Thanks for tuning into the video, guys. That's a wrap on this episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, and hit that notification bell below. That way you can stay up to date on all the new content that we're gonna be dropping. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Till then, stay safe.